Alright guys, Sloman02. We're currently getting ready to play a game against Bandit Keith. We're going to try the White Weenie deck again, just because I want to tune it. Um, it is not the Death and Taxes deck. It's pretty similar. A lot of similarities in both decks. Yeah, we're waiting for him to respond right now. Actually, I'll go on a quick pause while we wait. Oh, nope. Looks like we will not go on a pause. Let's wish our opponent fun and luck. And, yes, I'd love to play first. Sand is a keep. It's not great. Needs to draw planes. But it can cast 3 of the 5 spell cards it has in hand. Currently, Elspeth is decently a game. Knight of the White Orchid will allow us to come back on land count if we do manage to get down. Again, 1 less land than the Death and Taxes deck. It's a 35 land deck. I think that's more appropriate for this style of deck, as it plays like the vanilla 2 ones, like Elite Vanguard. Because we're going to play, we're going to cast it out. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Keith. And hope to get the Honor of the Pure going, making it a 3-2 for its first attack. Yeah, that's kind of what we're hoping. Could just get burned off turn 1, and that would be, well, okay. Okay, go 2-1s of the world. Oh, I got gut-shotted. Well, I guess it doesn't even live through the turn. Okay, well, basic mountain. We have a Grim Lavamancer. Now a Mog Conscripts. Okay. Well, we shall play this card out. And I shall oust this card. Just for efficiency's sake, we're kind of hoping to draw a land card next turn. Okay. Oh, cool. If we miss on lands, we'll lose, most assuredly. Although Gutshot is not a main deck card. Sorry, it's just not. Alright, the Mog Conscripts are out. Do you have a secondary one drop? No. Interesting. Well, we're going to cast this down as a 1-1. It's pretty bad. Well, a 2-2, I suppose. It's quite bad. Could just get burned here. May. If it does, okay. No, it does not. Brave the Elements could be interesting. Note that this card can block. Okay, he takes his 1. Still open for land here. Is it going to get, like, Searing Blazed? Oh, Spitting Earth? Okay. Well, that's not something that we can cast, so pass it back. Yuck. Land is what we need, or a spell we can cast. Well, he's on the same sort of draw we are, I guess. Well, we're first to break it. So, let us do this. If he wants to kill it, he can kill it. Okay, go ahead. If you have a lightning bolt or something like that, you got it. Okay, well, he's got 3 lands himself now. Okay, a Volshok Berserker. I will not block. No, thank you. Oh, cool. Play this out. It's a beating, if nothing else. And we can leap up Brave the Elements. And if he draws a land, kind of one of the cool combos with Kel'Joran Outpost is we can come back a little bit from behind with the Knight of the White Orchid. Yep, I would like to soul bond this with the unblockable creature card I have. And we'll bang in there for a lot. 6 this turn, and then quite likely death next turn. Or very close to it. So this is 6. So he's down to 14. That is 8 plus 6. Yeah, it's Xaxes next turn unless he can gain life. And we do have the Brave the Elements to protect our creature cards this turn. He can obviously block the Silver Blade. If he does nothing this turn, well, we'll see what he gets up to. He could attempt to attack us, but with what? Huh. Don't know. I do not know. If he attacks, do we block? Probably not. Okay, a morph a creature. Cool. Well, at this point, I'll take it. You got it, man. You do your 2. I don't want to trade the Silver Blade. I don't want to get blown out by a lightning bolt in response to the Brave the Elements, so I'm not going to. And the morph is actually quite fortuitous because I can't really use the Brave the Elements offensively against that. Well, Aether Vial is certainly interesting. I don't think it's doing us many favors here. I think what I like doing is casting this card out. It has First Strike, which means if it is like the Blistering Fire Cat, it's not going to trample over. Yes, I would. Okay, and now Brave the Elements is up and operational. Okay. Okay, well, I guess you die. Interesting. I think he had to block there. Well, Warmth is good. Absolute Law seems good. Sort of Light and Shadow seems good, but not good enough here. Alright, what don't I like? Boy, the big cards. That doesn't seem good enough. Yeah, we'll cut that. Just go a little smaller. Alright, well, let's see how we do. I think his deck will have a difficult time against this one. He just have like the gut shots of the world. I think he has gut shot. I also, if I recall correctly, I think Bandit Keith also runs crap, I can't think of the card now. The overload card that does 1 damage to all creatures. It actually was a sideboard card for a decent while when Pyromancer Sans, the Monastery Mentor, was the thing. Now I think people just run, like Dread Knight or like the 3-mana one that's like a Virulent Plague, I want to call it. I don't know if there's a still run or not in boards in Vintage. That kind of makes sense against Monastery Mentor decks. Well, there's other decks out there now. You feel like White Eldrazi, or Humans Eldrazi, like White-Black Humans Eldrazi, or just like Mono-White Humans Eldrazi. They're both strong decks. I mean, the Eldrazi are ridiculous, and they started making, like, 3 and 4 mana Eldrazi. Well, they obviously got a lot better, especially when there was cards out there that made 2 and 3 mana, well, 2 mana. For 1 land, specifically casting them, back when they were like, 15 drops and 10 drops and 8 drops, I guess the most minimum. What do you have, like Ulamog's Crushers and 8 drop? They're the smallest Eldrazi. Before all of the newly printed ones, I don't know. I do not know. So unfortunately, we had a recording issue in the last one. Set of matches we played with against Dots. I may throw it up there and just say, hey, screwed up the sound. For some reason, whenever I leave the house and don't bring my headset or don't use my headset on a regular basis, my sound settings reset to 0 decibels on the darn thing, and I plug it in thinking I'm recording, and I don't. Or I do, but just using the context speakers that are adapted into my computer, which means you can't hear me. So we actually just got done playing a 4-set match against Dots, and actually they were all pretty good games. Not a lot of variation in his deck. We played a different deck every time. Played Death and Taxes, White Weenie, Abzan, and Ridic Winds are the 4 decks we played. We played against Grixis each time against Dots. Had a good set of matches. Ended up going 5-0 with both 1-2 matches apiece. And looks like we're boarded at this point. I got to work on this deck's board. So like I said, is White Weenie. It's just kind of like an adaptation of the Death and Taxes deck. I don't think it's as strong in an open meta. I think it is stronger against a deck like this. Although maybe he has cards like Anarchy, I'm sure that, if you resolve that thing, I don't have like a Selfless Spirit in play. Pretty much just spell the end of the game. But we'll see how it does. I'm sure he has Anarchy board. The card's just quite strong. Well, I don't think realistically like Sly or Red Deck Wins based decks can tend to beat White Weenie. Just don't think it's ever been a matchup they've been good against. It's a keep. And there's the card we're talking about that we know beats his best card, which is likely going to be Anarchy. But what gets us here? A bunch of one damage spells to our creatures. Well, that gives us a very strong play to pump all of our stuff. This is going to die. Okay, Lightning Bolt's cool, but it goes in the exile zone. Cool. Fine with that. Okay, you have a threat. Cool. Pump it? Or play another one out. Cool. We'll play out 2. I hope he doesn't have that overload card. If he does, that stinks. But Soldier of the Pantheon is a good answer to Figure of Destiny here. We'll likely play out our other planes this next turn if we still have creatures in play. Play on our Selfless Spirit, and then hope to cast the Gideon the next turn. Do you have an answer to the Soldier of the Pantheon is kind of the question I've got in my head. Obviously precludes the use of him pumping his Figure of Destiny. Okay, a Gem Palm Incinerator. Okay. I like this. We're going to hang back. Selfless Spirit provides protection to what we've got going on. And then we can hopefully Gideon the next turn, making a 2-2, I think. And then pumping the next turn, or, yeah, correction, making him a 5-5 the following turn. Yeah, it's fine. I can block that thing all day. Yeah, Jackal Familiar, it's fine, too. I'll let the 2-1 through if he attacks with it. No, he doesn't. I think he could have gotten away with that. I wouldn't have blocked it. No, Dust Bowl. Cool. Don't really want any more lands, so I'm going to find other planes here. I'm going to take 1 damage. And we will put a 2-2 into play. Could, minus to put an emblem. I'm going to attack with this. I don't ever intend on blocking with it. Again, I will let a 2-power attacker through if he has one come in. Yeah, the Volshuk. Okay. Well, that's very annoying. I think that's also a main deck card he runs, which I just don't agree with. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to sack this thing and say, hey, what do you want to kill? You can kill the Selfless Spirit is pretty much, I think, it. Oh, that thing. Well, it's indestructible. I think he wanted to target this thing. This thing or the Selfless Spirit. Alright, well, everything is beyond the reach of that thing now. And we will attack in. I have an indestructible Akithian, which will make another Gideon token. Okay. We will untap this card and make it indestructible. Okie doke. Well, your go at it. He can still kill the Gideon here if he wants, the new Gideon. But he loses a lot in that. He'll lose his figure. And then next turn, we have the Silver Knight, which is going to be a 3/3 protection from almost everything in his deck. A Threaten. Okay. Well, that gets us here. So let's just sacrifice this thing. I don't want to give him another threat. We'll sacrifice it, force his spell to fizzle. And he can attack in if he likes. He's got a lot of land. Okay, well, the Gideon is quite dead. Figure can still not attack in. No, he doesn't attack in. Interesting. Well, it's kind of getting to a point now where it's anarchy or bust. We'll get rid of this. I really don't want to see an anarchy here. If I do, I do. And that would be that. Your go at it. Do I attack in with this? Can't attack or block alone. Could block with this thing and then kill it with the Volshuk. Yeah, no. Not worth it. Okay, you tag me for 1. But he is at 8 life. And there's a lot of cards that could turn this into a 2-turn clock. Any pump effect, really, for the Silver Knight. Okay, a Mogwar Marshal does not much. Well, I'm not going to show that. Come on. Well, Moto is lagging. Come on, Moto. Well, guys, I think we're going to go a quick pause. All right, we're back. Here we'll attack in with this card. Okay, we get tagged down. He's going to keep his Mog a War Marshal. Cool. We'll block here, losing the Soldier of the Pantheon. Well, that's abysmal. Well, we're drawing a lot of land, so we could lose. We get on to 12. If he has like a big pump effect, he could win. Or if he mises the Anarchy off the top, that could be bad too. Yep, 12, 11 with Volshock, plus 4 damage. Anarchy? Okay, well, that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough. Okay, good game. Not quite enough. It's a lot, but it's not lethal. He cannot provoke. It'd be awesome if he could provoke me there, but I guess he'd have Fire Blast. All right. If he has Fire Blast and he waited for this, that's definitely trolling. It's very rude. All right, he did not. I'm kind of glad to see that. Let's let him know good games, and hope you guys enjoyed the match.